Show Queen dumped a gender reveal in my pool, so I buried her ego in mud. I never thought the sound of cheering kids and a confetti cannon would make me feel violated. But that morning, it did. I was still in my pajamas when I looked out the window and nearly passed out. My backyard, my private sanctuary, with a crystal-clear pool I'd maintained for years, had been hijacked. There were streamers in the trees, pink balloons floating across the lawn, and a giant banner that screamed, "It's a girl!" right over the water. Except it wasn't blue water anymore. It was Pepto-Bismol pink. And right in the middle of it all was Beverly Jennings, our self-declared queen bee of the Evergreen Lakes HOA. Glass of champagne in hand, smiling like she'd just won Survivor, Suburb Edition. Now let me be clear, I don't do drama. I mow my lawn, pay my dues, and stay out of people's business. But Beverly, she lives for power trips. And this crossed every damn line. I stormed out barefoot, heart racing, phone clutched in my hand, half ready to call the cops. Someone I'd never seen before handed me a cupcake and said, "You must be the pool guy. Great job on the theme." I dropped it like it burned me. I demanded answers. Beverly just blinked at me like I was interrupting her wedding. "Oh, relax," she said, swirling her drink. "It's just my niece's gender reveal. Your yard was perfect for it, and barely used anyway. I nearly lost it. You broke in. You cut my lock." "Oh, we had to snip it," she said, brushing me off like I was complaining about a missing sock. "You really should invest in better locks." I could feel my blood pressure skyrocketing. She'd turned my home into her personal event venue, and now she was acting like I should thank her? But she wasn't done. "I ran it by the board," she said sweetly. No one objected. So technically, it's allowed. "Excuse me? Since when does HOA approval override private property rights?" That was it. I started calling the police. Her fake smile cracked. "You're seriously calling the cops? Over a baby party?" "No, Beverly. I'm calling about trespassing, vandalism, breaking and entering, and, oh yeah, defacing my pool. Want me to keep going?" When officers showed up, Beverly tried to play the victim, claiming I was aggressive and scaring the guests. Thankfully, the cops weren't buying it. I showed them everything. Pink water, broken gate, photos, even a video of her bragging online. She was told to shut it down and leave. But as she left, covered in shame, glitter, and spite, she hissed, "You'll regret this." And that's when I knew I wasn't just going to clean up her mess. I was going to bury her arrogance so deep it'd need a backhoe. The next day, the war begins. I woke up to 3 violation notices taped to my door. Apparently, I was being cited for noise disturbances, chemical imbalances in the pool, and a lack of community aesthetic compliance. This wasn't just a Karen tantrum, it was calculated. Beverly was using HOA policies like legal landmines to trap me. So I read every bylaw, clause, and amendment in that 70-page HOA handbook. And buried deep in the landscaping section was a loophole. Homeowners were allowed to conduct temporary ecological rehabilitation projects. No prior approval needed. The rule was vague. The opportunity? Golden. I was about to turn my backyard into an official mud pit. From pool to swamp. The ultimate legal petty revenge. I called landscapers and told them I wanted to restore native wetland flora. They looked at me like I was nuts, until I showed them my HOA handbook and signed the checks. By the weekend, 3 dump trucks had filled my pool with dark soil, clay, compost, and mulch. Native grasses in pots lined the edges. I added handmade wooden signs, soil stabilization in progress, ecological restoration zone, and do not disturb, protected habitat. It looked like the Everglades met suburban warfare, and it was completely legal. The first time Beverly walked by, she froze. Her face twisted like she'd just smelled bad cheese. "You're turning your yard into a swamp?" "No," I said calmly, sipping coffee. "Into a protected bird habitat. Temporary, of course." Karen's last stand. Sinks in mud. A week later, Beverly tried to host a community harmony day right next to my yard, hoping to charm the neighborhood back onto her side. But rain had soaked the ground for days, and the lowest point of the lot was right next to my wetland. During her speech, her niece's giant baby stroller rolled right into my mud pit. No baby inside, thank God. But Beverly leapt in like a reality show contestant, sinking in up to her thighs, flailing like she was trying to swim through pudding. Her pastel outfit? Ruined. Her dignity? Gone. And yes, someone caught the whole thing on TikTok. It went viral before the DJ even packed up. That mud pit became Beverly's legacy. Kids reenacted the fall on the playground. Adults whispered about it at the dog park. Someone even photoshopped her into Shrek and posted it on Nextdoor. But I wasn't done yet. You want controversial? Here it is. Beverly had never even owned her house. County records showed her sister Susan owned the property. Beverly had been living in the guest house for years, and per HOA rules, only homeowners could serve on the board. Everything she ever did, every fine, every HOA vote, illegitimate. I delivered a packet of proof to our new HOA president, Teresa, a level-headed woman the neighborhood actually liked. Within a week, a memo went out. Beverly's entire presidency was nullified. Every fine she issued was voided. Her rule erased from the books. But the final twist? Her living arrangement violated municipal zoning laws. Susan got a fine. Beverly got 30 days to vacate or face court. The day she moved out, I watched from my porch, coffee in hand, just like always. She didn't wave goodbye, but I didn't need her to. The end? Or just the beginning? A month later, I resurfaced my pool, threw a quiet cookout. And when someone joked about turning the yard into a swamp again, I just smiled. Because here's the truth. Sometimes revenge doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be smart. So tell me, do you think I went too far? Was it just petty payback? Or justified karma? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should we fight fire with fire? Or mud? Let's talk about it.